You get the Boeing segment. It's 5 minutes to 11. It goes until 11:15. But it's going to outrun.
It'll be in Washington and Marion
Yeah.
County easily, in the eastern part of Nelson County.
So here's Washington County, then here's Marion County. So just be inside in your place of shelter, whether it's a tornado warning or the severe thunderstorm warning. You've got Newmarket, Lebanon, there's Highway 68, Loretto, Springfield, Highway 150 from Bardstown to Springfield, Willisburg. Just if you're in Washington County, in Marion County, LaRue County, just stay inside until this moves over your area. If you're in the tornado warned area, be seeking shelter at this time. Get away from the doors and the windows in the interior part of your house. It could be an interior closet or the bathroom. Best place is obviously the basement or a tornado shelter if you have that. So there's the latest track that TG just put on here. Greenbrier right on top of you. The threat heading towards St. Francis in about 5 minutes. Loretto 5 to 10. Valley Hill in about 15. St. Mary, Springfield in 15 to 20 minutes into Lebanon. Marion County that we were talking about, Sharpsville in about 25 to 30 minutes. Thankfully, we're not seeing the blue colors like we saw earlier, TG, so we're not seeing the winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. There still are some little embedded circulations. If you query some of these, is this storm relative or is this
it's storm relative.
So if we go back to the base velocity, we might still pick up a little bit of those jets that we've been seeing in there every once in a while.
All right, there's the base.
Okay, so yeah, if you query some of these, I bet this is a lot lower than it was earlier. Still a little circulation right there. You can see the green and the red right next to each other. That's between New Haven and Howardstown. 37 mile per hour wind gusts, 30. So this segment might be losing its punch just a little bit. Still have to watch out for these little notches. That's just south of New Haven. That's over Highway 31. East of Roanoke. We were talking about you guys earlier in that threat. Threat is over with for Roanoke. It's going to be heading out of LaRue County. This was when we started in eastern Grayson County, moved into Hart County, through LaRue County. Now we're talking about Marion and Washington counties.
And I really think, Ben, the reason that they're hanging on to this is just what we've been talking about. You see here with the red line, again, you have the jagged edge of these Boeing segments as this entire line moves through. And at any given time, you might have that little quick spin up of an isolated tornado. Again, we see this season after season after season. This is a very typical setup for us. And even though, one scan looks good and it looks like things are flattening out, the next one comes back and we see a notch in a different part of the line. So that's why if you're inside that polygon, anywhere there across the southern part of Nelson County there, basically now it's right over New Haven, US 31E up 46, heading up toward Bardstown. Anywhere in that area, just up to the Marion County line there in Nelson County, again, safe place, that's where you need to be.
Yeah, exactly. And if we expand out one more time, and go ahead and put on the regular reflectivity. So there is, again, not a real well-organized line, but there's just a lot of jet stream energy right over the top of us, so that can sometimes come to the ground. Not only that earlier circulation that went through Grayson County into Hart County, we had reports of some damage and wind gusts in excess of 100 miles per hour. So this has had a history of doing some bad things along that segment right there, but specifically the circulation that went through Grayson County and into Hart County and LaRue County. This is just a line of some showers, gusty showers, Campbellsville to Greensburg, Highway 68 right there through Taylor and Greene County. That thunderstorm warning there is for the eastern half of LaRue County, and that's until 11:15. But again, it looks like the threat is going to outpace the actual warnings here very shortly. So they'll likely get extended or expired. We'll just have to watch and wait and see. Lebanon Junction, Elizabethtown, Sonora, Hodgenville, the threat has cleared your area. So you guys can let your guard down. We're all good along the Western Kentucky Parkway, TG. So if we put the tornado watch back on, let's see if we've cleared off some more of those areas.
What I was going to point out is, Ben, we're starting to get some storm reports in.
Yeah.
4 miles east of Clarkson, which is right where that tornado signature was, where we had the debris signature. Right around that time, 10:15, 10:20 Eastern, roof off of a house, windows blown out, attached garage damage, outbuilding damage, old barn damage, power lines and poles down. So there you go. Big Clifty, several large trees down. That's in Grayson County as well. And, again, that was that part of the cell.
Yeah, go ahead and query some of those.
Yeah, absolutely. That we really were concerned with, and actually that's what prompted the tornado warning that has had us on the air. It was in this area of Grayson County, right here. So Litchfield, again, large tree on a house. We mentioned that earlier. Highway 737 west of Litchfield. That was at about 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central Time. And then look at that concentrated area.
Yeah.
Large tree down in Big Clifty, 10:15, 10:16, 9:15 in Clarkson. There's what I just mentioned about the roof off of a house, windows blown out, garage, barn damage. And then just down the road, numerous power outages. So that area of Grayson County, and as a matter of fact, let me clear this off here real quick.
Well, that's where we saw the debris.
Yeah, and that's what I am going to
on the radar.
Jump back to here.
Thankfully, the circulation right now is not as strong. It really tightened up here just south of the Western Kentucky Parkway, just east of Litchfield. So we're backing up the velocity.
Right, there it is, right there. So,
and that matches up exactly with
where the storm reports are.
The debris.
Here.
If you put on the debris tracker, TG,
and I'm about to do that right now.
We'll see. All right, I'm going to just keep my hand right there. That's where
let me
we
take
had the
it back.
cluster of storm reports.
10:50. There it is, right there. 10:20, and the storm reports are 10:15 to 10:20. You and I in the Weather Center noticed that signature right there.
Check it out. The reports are right here. It lofted up the debris. The winds are coming in from the southwest. It blew the debris. What is this?
Aloft, probably about 2,000, 2,500 feet here. So let's see.
That's
and
debris
boom,
from those
there they
homes
are.
right
They're the reports right there where we're showing you.
So the National Weather Service will do a storm survey in this location tomorrow, obviously because of what we're seeing on the radar and the reports that we're getting here. This is right along the Western Kentucky Parkway, right between Millerstown and Litchfield. Right there is where we had a tornado touchdown.
Here's the new severe thunderstorm warning that it goes until 11:30. It's for that area, which again that has produced a possible tornado. Well, new tornado warning out right now for Nelson, Marion, and Washington counties. The possible tornado located 12 miles south of Bardstown. Again, it's that area that we've been talking about here.
Persistent circulation. So two big counties here under a severe thunderstorm warning. That is Washington County and Marion County. And then we've got this brand new tornado warning. That's out until 11:30, I'm assuming. That includes Springfield and Loretto. So please be seeking shelter at this time. There is a look at just some little circulations here. So notice that the tornado warning is bigger to cover more of these little circulations. So here's the latest track from TG. And this is moving to the east, northeast at about 40 to 50 miles per hour. So if you're at this town or nearby this town, you're a small community, maybe in between these towns, please be seeking shelter at this time. Get to your safe place. Greenbrier, just a couple minutes. St. Francis, Loretto, Crokes, Valley Hill, Springfield, Pleasant Grove, and Willisburg, all within the next 15 minutes to a half hour or even shorter than that for St. Francis and Loretto. As we always mention, get to your safe place. That's away from the doors and the windows. We just had a report of windows blown out. That debris, that glass can injure you. If you have time, if you're in Willisburg and Springfield, you've got 10 or 15 minutes to grab the pillows and blankets, stay calm, get to that safe place. This will not last long whatsoever. This line is moving very quickly. That threat, in and out in a hurry. In a matter of 5, 10, 15 minutes, we'll be able to say you're all clear. Right now, that threat continues. Here's the latest polygon that meteorologist T.G. Shuck is showing us. Loretto, you're in that threat area. Raywick would like you to be in your place of shelter. Springfield, of course, as well. So there's Route 49, 527, 429, 55. Highway 31's right there. There's that leading edge. Red is the the air flow, the raindrops heading away from the radar. Green is towards the radar. The overall line is tracking to the east very quickly at about 40 to 50 miles per hour. So if we look at the broad view once more, TG, we've got a squall line covering, basically a broken squall line covering the entire viewing area. It's been moving through the metro, Louisville, southern Indiana, but there's that one segment that we're watching that is just really tied into the jet stream energy.
I was just going to say, we got all that got all that jet stream energy aloft. If you were watching the last day or two, we talked about what are the elements that we need. We need warm, moist air. We've got that. We need jet stream energy overhead. We didn't have the instability, but we didn't really need a whole lot to get these going, because this, again, is the classic setup of a broken or kind of a broken squall line of storms where you get these Boeing segments and you see, again, these isolated tornadoes kind of spike up real quick and create some issues. And extreme southern parts of Hardin County getting some reports of some power outages, Ben, and that was in the tornado warning area as it moved through Grayson, southern Hardin, and eventually into LaRue County.
And you're not getting Mother Nature's warning out of this, because you're like, where's the lightning? Where's the thunder?
Yeah.
Not hearing this coming our way, not seeing the sky light up with flashes of lightning. They're low tops thunderstorm. They're not growing big enough to create lightning strikes, but they're tapping into the jet stream wind energy that TG was talking about, and either causing a circulation rotation to get us a brief touchdown tornado, or you're getting some damaging straight line winds. Either way, we're talking about EF0, EF1, or damaging straight line winds. You get those wind gusts in excess of 80, 90, possibly 100 miles per hour, and that could cause some damage. So right now, Loretto, we want you to be seeking shelter. I mean, the velocity, not all that impressive right now at the moment.
No, it's not. And the colors have changed as well, because when you're looking at this velocity data, red are winds that are going away from the radar, and green are going toward the radar. And where the line has shifted to the east of the I-65 corridor, that kind of flips the color table at some point. So it may look a little different than it did a few minutes ago. But again, you see those gray and green shaded areas. That's kind of where that jagged edge is for those Boeing segments, and where we may see, again, one of those quick spin ups. So anywhere along 527, 52 there between Dant and Loretto. Actually, Dant, you're probably in the clear. Over toward Burke Spring, 429, which is north of Lebanon. Obviously, eventually 55, which runs between Springfield and Lebanon, and actually runs off of the Bluegrass Parkway all the way down to Springfield, and crossing US 150 there around Fredericktown. So any of those areas that I named, you're inside of the tornado warning polygon. If you're inside the polygon, that's when you need to be in your safe place. If you're just outside of it, Lebanon, Marion County, you're not in the polygon, so you're fine. Keep an eye on things. But inside of that, as this, again, just it doesn't look that, that's the beauty of the advancement of radar, because if you just look at the reflectivity, doesn't look like any big deal. It's been mentioned. No lightning at all. It just looks like your garden variety springtime shower. But with such tremendous jet stream wind energy above, it is easy to get those winds down to the ground and, again, get the turning of the winds with altitude. That's the other ingredient that's needed. And we definitely have that, and that's helped spin up a couple of these little brief tornadoes.
And it won't take long for that threat to be over with in Loretto. Springfield, the bigger community here in Washington County that's still under the threat with, you're right in the middle of that tornado warning that goes until 11:30. St. Mary, be seeking shelter at this time. This is on the southeastern side of our viewing area, and so we're right on the edge, and it won't take long before this is out of our area.
Well, Nelson County is now in the clear as far as a tornado warning is concerned. They came out literally a minute ago. So really the concentration now is on Washington County and
northern Marion County right there.
Into Marion County.
And that thunderstorm is just east of you, Bardstown, and far eastern Nelson County. That's going to be moving away very quickly. So all of Nelson County very soon we'll be out of the threat of tornadoes.
And
Look at
here's the
Louisville.
metro, and we're basically done.
We're in good shape. Yep. So the threat is over with. You don't have to worry about anything as far as severe storms for the rest of tonight in Metro Louisville. That tornado watch will be gone very soon. Still have some gusty winds. You've got heavy rain. This is now crossing over Interstate 65. We go right back quickly to Indiana. I want to show you that west of I-65, everything is all clear now.
You got some lightning up in Jennings County as well. We haven't seen much of that, but
just haven't seen the strength of the winds that we have off to the south over southern Indiana. Nonetheless, just stay inside until this clears your area. We'll very quickly move through Hanover, Madison, North Vernon. And it's going to head out of the viewing area as well in southern Indiana, cross over the Ohio River. We're going to see that line, possibly some gusty winds, head over the river from Clark County into Kentucky, into Trimble County and around the Bedford area. But for now, this has been the most troublesome spot of the night. This is south of the Bluegrass Parkway. It's now east of I-65. All points west of I-65 that were under the threat earlier and actually had damage. We've got reports of roof blown off, windows knocked out just to the east of Litchfield. Had a report of over 100-mile-per-hour wind gust north of Litchfield as well. Yeah,
and obviously, folks in Columbia, you're looking much better than what's going on down across parts of southern Kentucky, where they've got some tornado warnings there just off to the west and southwest of Somerset. Once this little area gets through Washington and Marion County, hopefully we will be in the clear for the entire WHAS viewing area. We've still got some additional activity down here, eastern Hart County and coming into to Greene and Taylor County, part of Taylor County, extreme northern Taylor County, under that severe thunderstorm warning. But again, it's just, this has been the problematic part of that broken squall line that has been south of Louisville Metro across our southern counties all evening long. So it's through Loretto now. It's coming up on St. Mary, which is just west of Lebanon there, north of 426. Raywick with some heavier rain right now. I do want to switch back over and kind of see how things are looking. Again, nothing overly pronounced, Ben. We're still seeing kind of that jagged edge, but even that's not as pronounced as it was, say 30, 45 minutes ago. Well, an hour ago when we were dealing with that, what I think will eventually be confirmed as a tornado across parts of eastern Grayson County and maybe even southern Hardin.
Unless things really start to ramp up, this looks a lot safer than it did, say, 15 minutes to a half hour ago. Still, it is a tornado warning here, so play it safe. Springfield, stay in your place of shelter. Loretto, it's pretty much past you now. That threat is off to the east of your area. I know we were calling you out earlier. You're safe now from the tornado threat. Raywick as well. New Haven is safe. All LaRue County, you're in good shape now. The severe weather threat is off to the east of your area. Here you can see we're just still watching these areas. We've got Mackville, Willisburg, Springfield, a bunch of the eastern half of Washington County. Just, again, stay inside, stay in a safe place, and that will be out of here within the next 15 minutes or so. This is moving pretty quickly to the east at about 40 to 50 miles per hour. Valley Hill, here's 55, 429, 49, 555. All the roads coming into Springfield right there. That's going to move through your area very, very quickly. Not seeing the signatures on the radar that we did earlier that were more threatening. Still could have some individual little circulations to watch out for.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, just because it's not looking as intense and wrapped up as it was a little while ago, still under the tornado warning. Springfield, you still need to be in a safe place because, again, we've seen these things just spin up and then go away and then come back on several occasions over the last few hours. So, but as Ben mentioned, this is really moving rather quickly, and I'd say easily within the next 15, 20 minutes, maybe half hour tops. This will be out of the area completely, and they may end up dropping the tornado warning a little bit early here because, as mentioned, it's not looking as prominent as it was just a little while ago.
And earlier today, TG, we talked about the hail threat. We did have, almost golf ball size, quarter size hail that went through Simpsonville and some other areas. Now, the air was much more unstable there. These storms aren't big enough really to create much of a hail issue. So we're just watching out for isolated damaging wind issue. You see the overall flow of the storms, that squall line. We got some video of hail earlier today that was just all over this deck right here. So this was around Hodgenville. That supercell went up through Simpsonville and then tracked up towards Carroll County. That's some large.
I'm going to stop. I was going to say after when we get back to the radar, I will. I'll show you what we're talking about here. So, right as we were on the air doing the 6 o'clock, we talked about that cell coming out of the Nashville area where they had some big hail. There it is, right there, and then I will stair step the radar. This thing held together. It went just to the east of Louisville and all the way up to the Cincinnati metro area, and it was a hail maker. Look at it going right along that line there. Simpsonville, just east of Louisville. The outlet malls, golf ball size hail reported. Up through Carroll County, golf ball size hail reported. And then eventually right now that cell, you can see it behind the banner, an hour ago was all the way up toward Columbus, Ohio, and was still holding together. So that was the one cell that was the big troublemaker earlier, and now we're watching what's left of this line that we were concerned with coming through. But yeah, that first cell literally developed southwest of Nashville, big hail in the Music City, and then stayed together that long.
That was a rare long track hail supercell, no doubt about it. So just one little area of concern still. Severe thunderstorm warning for much of Marion and Washington counties. And then within that severe thunderstorm warning, we've got this little tornado warning. Now, basically, we're just telling you, Springfield, to stay inside for just a little bit longer, including in that is Pleasant Grove, Valley Hill. There's 55, 152, and then it's going to be moving towards the Mackville area. Personally, I doubt that they'll extend the tornado warning.
It's still going. It says at 11:15, which was a couple of minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado was near Springfield, but it says it's moving east at 100 miles an hour. Now, whether that's a typo or not, we've been watching this for a minute, meaning a couple of hours, and I highly doubt it's moving at 100 miles.
Yeah, I haven't seen a storm move at 100 miles per hour.
Exactly. That in itself would do a lot of damage.
I would cut that in half. 50 miles per hour,
yes.
Moving to the east, northeast. So Springfield, still be seeking shelter at this time. Stay in your safe place just a little bit longer. It's going to be through your area in 5 or 10 minutes. It's not going to take long. Heading right over 429 now. Latest track, Springfield, just a few minutes, as I mentioned. Thompsonville in about 8 minutes, into Texas in 15. Mackville, now that's your eastern section in Washington County. That's going to be your area in about 15 minutes. Then it's going to be heading out of our viewing area, heading towards Deep Creek, beyond that, and out of our WHS 11 coverage area. So just west of there, Loretto, you're fine now. Manton, you're in the clear. Western sections of Washington County, you're going to be just fine. But just for a little bit longer, we're going to, this is till 11:30, right? This tornado warning?
Yes, it is till 11:30.
It looks like it'll probably outpace that in the next 5 minutes or so. And we do have some damage reports.
Hey,
Doug?
Yes, Ben. Our folks in the newsroom have been talking to Tony Willen. He's the county director at the Grayson County Emergency Management Office down there in Grayson County. And here's his report so far. He is telling us in one isolated area they do have a tree on a building in the 3800 block of Millerstown Road, a transformer blown out there in the Grayson County area, an outbuilding and some other damage. He is telling us, reporting to our folks in the newsroom, as far as he knows, no injuries. So that's the report from Tony Willen who is the emergency management director for the county there in Grayson County. Does that match up with what
Yeah,
you've been?
absolutely. I'm showing the storm reports literally, Doug, as you're reading them off. And this was the part of Grayson County just east of Clarkson, and the Millerstown area, where we ended up seeing, again, that very strong couplet. And even on our debris tracker, and really, Ben, you know, it's like I said, it's been a little while since we've had some severe weather. It's one of the better signatures that we have seen.
How is it? You say Metro Louisville's in the clear, and if folks are just tuning us in and wondering where the newscast is, we've been continuing our coverage from the First Alert Storm Team, Ben Pine and TG Shuck here, because tornado warnings are underway. How is it that Metro Louisville missed the brunt of the storm and any of the tornado
just
warnings?
went around us with the energy concentrated south of Louisville? A lot of times that will kind of eat things up, and
plus a broken line.
Yeah, it was a broken line. That's where I was going with it. You had some heavy rain, stronger storms up into southern Indiana, and the line down toward E-Town that caused the problems there in southern Hardin County and back into eastern Grayson. So you had two distinct areas. And the Metro was literally just kind of caught in the middle, and everything just basically went around it.
We've also talked to the folks down in Bardstown, and their early reports are telling us that they didn't have anything really to report, which, as we know, there's an ebb and flow on these storms. Once they move out, then the reports come in maybe a few hours later.
And that was a pretty tight concentration of reports. And when you see a report of a roof blown off a house, windows shattered, and no reports of injury so far, I mean, that's some answered prayers right there. So we're happy to hear that. Don't like to hear about the damage, but we had some wind gust reports over 80, 90. We had a report of 107 mile per hour wind gust report just north of Litchfield. So that was that really tight circulation that we saw. And we also, on our debris tracker, we saw some of the debris showing up, that debris signature on the radar. So just a few more minutes. We've got still this little tornado warning that includes Springfield. It's right on top of you. Pleasant Grove, Thompsonville, Mackville, Stewart, Dixville, Perryville, Harrodsburg.
Yeah,
and
you're getting over to Perryville and Harrodsburg and Boyle and Mercer County and Lexington's viewing area. Again, it skips the border out of Washington and Marion County, and it's pretty much out of our area. So we're getting toward the tail end of this. But again, the reason that we go on and stay on is specifically for what happened in Grayson County. It doesn't look like anything on the reflectivity, but that's the beauty of the advancement of radar, both from being able to see what the winds are doing relative to the radar, and also the debris signature, which with the dual polarization, the modernization of the radar has really given us a healthy tool in helping to track these things.
And we were talking, TG and I were talking before that tornado warning came out. We saw that circulation. We're like, we need to go on now because that threat was increasing rapidly in eastern Grayson County, and then now we see the reports of that as well. So let's go back to the tornado watch, TG, see if we see some more areas that have been cleared from that. Sometimes it takes just a little bit of while. So we still have the tornado watch out along I-65, but the good news is that threat is over with. Don't even worry about the tornado watch west of I-65. Threat is all gone from severe weather. We do have a wind advisory for the rest of tonight through tomorrow morning. Wind gusts could be 40 to 50 miles per hour. Now, in Lawrence, Jackson, and Jennings County, you guys have a high wind warning. Could have some wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. So even though the severe weather threat is coming to an end, still going to have some gusty winds tonight, TG.
So just getting word from the Weather Service, they were having some issues with the chat. Obviously, the 100 mile per hour speed was an accident, and they will be canceling the warning soon. So we've got, 7-8 minutes until the bottom of the hour. How do we want to proceed with this, considering that I think folks there in Washington County are pretty much in the clear as this thing moves eastward. Weather Service is set to cancel the tornado warning, and then we'll be done.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, everything west of I-65 is in the clear. Metro Louisville, no longer a threat of severe weather for the rest of tonight. The tornado threat dwindling quickly for all areas, actually. You've got heavy rain moving into Madison, steady rain over Henry County, down into Shelby, Spencer, Nelson County is clearing your area.
It's officially canceled now.
Okay, good. So no more tornado warning. You've got that severe thunderstorm warning that covers the rest of Marion and Washington counties until 11:30. So the good news here, Doug, is the severe weather threat coming to an end very quickly. There will be a storm survey being done in eastern Grayson County tomorrow. So we'll definitely learn more about the damage down there.
Let's go ahead and send it to Doug, and we'll get a little news in here.
And we are bringing you the night team here live at 11:25 tonight. As Ben and TG have been telling you, Metro Louisville's now in the clear, so we do want to bring you some of the big developments of the day before we leave tonight. Could it have been a bigger disaster in Lexington today? Police say a man walked inside the huge UK Medical Center dressed in body armor and carrying guns. Officers say that they got him as he was leaving the building, but they also found what they believe to be explosives in his car. The story of how police tracked him down quickly starts in Versailles, Kentucky, about 30 minutes west of downtown Lexington. That's where the night team's Tyler Emery is reporting.
Several police agencies, emergency management, and a special response team all here into the late evening hours as they search the home of the suspected man they say is connected to today's threat.
The UK Medical Center on the UK campus in Lexington turned chaotic with a bomb squad on site and a Kentucky man in full body armor arrested.
We took him down as soon as we saw him exit the building.
UK police say this man, 44-year-old Brian Carroll, is in custody. Versailles police had tipped off UK police Carroll was headed to the hospital to visit a family member and could be armed and dangerous.
They were able to secure the lobby and make sure there was nobody in danger in the lobby area. And they continued with their normal operations. We did divert some of our healthcare patients coming in to other hospitals, which is a standard protocol.
Closing its emergency wing, the hospital filled with officials in bomb suits, the ATF, FBI Louisville, and a bomb disposing robot. No one was injured, and the UK chief of police says no one was in danger.